This might be Harry Potter's screen-used wand, but can we prove it? Harry's wand is one of the most iconic props in the wizarding world, and one of the most replicated. Seemingly hundreds were made for the films, and millions have been sold in theme parks, pop-ups, and prop auctions. Screen matching one of these? Almost impossible. Almost. In this episode, we're putting my wand to the test, breaking it down against other auctions and the film itself. Because when it comes to Harry Potter's wand, the magic isn't in the spell, it's in the poof. This particular wand is of the design that Harry would have used. And what's interesting about this one is it's not a standard wand that they would use for pocket stuffing or just throwing around. This one has a tip on it, which is an LED, and there are batteries inside. It works by twisting the handle. You'd hold the bottom like this, and then as you would twirl the wand and go poof, you would twist the wand, and it would make electrical contents inside, and the light would shine. It helps the lighting in a situation.
Yeah, interactive lighting.
The interactive lighting, and they can throw visual effects over it. And in a simple case where they're trying to just do the Lumos spell, which is just light, they can literally, don't even really have to add much effects to it because it's quite bright. Inside is a cylinder. These are quadruple A batteries, but you just slide them in like so, and you twist it. So it's Lumos. And as you can see on Caleb's face, it actually does brighten his face.
Yeah,
So it's a pretty bright,
It's a really powerful light.
Yeah.
I looked through, I think, 100 hours of behind the scenes because there's
sorry.
every DVD, there's 8 movies and all of them have hours of extra features. And so that light, it's just for tracking, especially big fighting scenes like between Voldemort and Harry, where they're in like the graveyard at the end of Goblet of Fire. And so they track that as the spell as they're fighting against each other. But there's also a few really dark scenes where they are just using their wands as the Lumos spell, where you can see in the behind the scenes that they are just using this, and then the visual effects people would add just a brighter light.
Sure, yeah.
Some sort of effect.
So what is the provenance on this piece? Where did you get it from? Was it straight from the studio or what?
Warner Brothers really doesn't sell their props, certainly not Harry Potter stuff. This came from a batch of pieces that I got as a private sale from Profiles in History, somewhere around 2014. And it was previously owned by a bigger collector that wound up at some point getting out of their collection. Arguably not a very difficult build.
Yeah, this is like, you could see the seam lines on the mold. It's a silicone mold, and it's just really easy to cast. And you could see that it wasn't pressure cast, so there's no bubbles everywhere.
Right. Naturally, there's going to be air bubbles.
There's air bubbles. So in all these, there's air bubbles. Normally when you cast something out of resin, you put it in a pressure pot. So all the bubbles are under pressure, they shrink. Sometimes if you don't want air bubbles, you put talcum powder inside your mold, so it breaks the surface tension. So your bubbles are off the surface and you don't see them.
Right.
They didn't even do that on this. And it's just painted, really roughly painted.
Yeah, but I mean, it does look like wood.
That resin is great for making wood.
Right.
It's like a base coat, and then you do a little bit of paint, a little wash on it.
Right.
And you can see that this is sculpted.
You're seeing the tool marks.
Yeah,
I see.
but you can see the tool mark. That's sculpted by hand. It's just somebody that,
like
it's not organic. Yeah, they just took a tool and they just did it.
If they made a beautiful version of this, they would use that for inserts. But if Daniel Radcliffe is actually breaking them and losing them and giving them away, they're not going to spend a lot of time on this.
But they didn't even clean the seam. They didn't fill the bubbles. They didn't pressure cast it.
Yeah.
This was done like fast.
Well, it's not a hero. It wouldn't be in like the most close-up
No.
that you could get.
Sure.
Generally.
Sure.
So this has a rod in it, embedded in there. Yeah, the one thing that with resin that's always an issue, like if it didn't have a metal rod in it, it would just bend. But, you know, it's not like extraordinarily well done.
Does the design of the wand stay the same throughout the whole series? Like, does this match what the design would be?
No, so in the first 2 films directed by Chris Columbus, it was a much simpler design. It was basically just like a polished stick of wood.
Wooden doll.
Really?
Yeah, a doll, yeah. So when Alfonso Cuarón came in for Prisoner of Azkaban, I mean, he changed the entire series.
Yeah, he changed the look of the whole
look of
world.
everything. That was when this design came into play.
It was implemented, yeah.
Yeah, and from here, it stayed the same throughout the rest of the films.
Is this the Dementor one where he uses the Loomis thing too?
Yeah.
The Dementor
He
one
uses
is...
Expecto Patronum.
Yes.
Oh, excuse me.
How dare you?
Listen to a millennial on Harry Potter.
Yes.
In a Cinefex article about the third film, the effects guy said he used P lights instead of LEDs. So this might be from a later film, because that to me looks like an LED.
That's an interesting detail.
Yeah, this looks like an LED.
Yeah, it is.
You can see the yellow pad. Looks like they made a lot of these, right?
Oh, there's a lot of these made. A lot of the non-light up ones and a lot of the light up ones.
So they could really easily been just never been used in production, just kind of
It's
like...
very possible.
Is it normal for, like, on a big production like that, for you to make something that quick and not care about seam lines and bubbles and stuff like that?
Yeah, sure. And you also would, after hours, you'd make a few for yourself. But there's also rejects. Like the art director could have said, I don't want a seam line, I don't want bubbles, make a better casting, so this is a throwaway.
Right.
And then, you keep it. This could have never been on screen and just come from someone in the shop that just made one.
And you think about, a prop from Harry Potter. If you're going to have one piece from a Harry Potter film, you want a wand, and you want Harry's wand.
Yeah.
Have you seen a lot of these on the market?
I've seen a number of them. There's probably a good, within the collecting circles I know, 7 or 8 of the Harrys and a number of the others.
This would be a good fake. This would be the ideal fake would be this wand.
Yeah.
Easy to make,
Easy to make.
pretty high price tag.
We can look at some auction listings.
Yeah, that'd be
See.
cool.
So this is a wand that sold in Julien's in 2023. This is not a light up wand. And it's supposedly from Half-Blood Prince, which is the 6th film.
How can they say what film it's from without, like...
I don't know. Whoever the consigner
the
was
consignor.
would have told them that they believe that it's from that film.
And then they just have to trust that and...
I mean, that's how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes you have proof, sometimes you don't.
Now this one doesn't have the illuminating mechanism inside.
It looks like a different color, too, for the...
There's 2 different colors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same casting. Like the casting matches.
Which is a good sign that this isn't just like made by someone at home.
There's no split in it, but it is the exact same casting from the same mold. And the diameter of the wand is identical too.
It does
Yeah.
look identical.
Yeah.
This is from Prisoner of Azkaban. This was Prop Store that sold this.
Winning bid was $53,000 though. Wow. Same cut on that one as Dan's.
And same white resin underneath it.
Yeah, same white resin.
Color looks similar to this one too.
Yeah, this one's closest color.
Can you
dollars.
zoom into the tip on that? I think this is lit up. Yes. So it's the
Yeah.
same kind of setup as this, where you can see through the paint
Yeah.
that's painted, which is a good sign.
This sold at studio auctions. And this one,
Oh, this one's different.
yeah, this is different. This one has a button on the end.
Yeah, and the cut is at a different spot. And it has a different light bulb.
This one, to me, does not look the same and might not be legit.
The paint job is bad. Look at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The paint job is bad and the cut is in a different
And
spot.
you've got a button on the end,
Go back to the
which
top,
none
the
of
tip
these
of
other
it.
ones have.
This is just a different version.
Yeah, the shaft of that one, like up here, is not the same either.
Once you make one casting and you remold it, you lose detail every time.
It
On
could have
top
been molded off of a real one.
of a real one, yeah.
That one's definitely the one that seems the strangest to me.
Did it sell? It says final prices, including buyer's premium, 0.
Yeah, it didn't sell.
I don't think it said the
No
same on the.
bidders.
Well, I feel kind of reassured that there's 2 identical ones, which means that there's like a standard for the illuminated wand.
Let's look at the film to see if we even see this type up close. This is from the first film that Alfonso Cuarón did, Prisoner of Azkaban.
Right.
So this is an example of how they used it
Yeah.
on the set. And then this is Goblet of Fire. In the cemetery scene, you can see they have these illuminating wands and they're fighting with them. You can see the previs
Yeah,
of
right.
how they're doing it. They're just tracking the wand.
Even in the final shot, you can see the glow at the end of the wand.
Yeah. So at least seeing them in the behind the scenes is a good proof that they at least were using these on set a lot. So this is a scene in The Half-Blood Prince where they're going in to find Professor Slughorn. And then there is one good close-up.
There is a lot of detail here. When you do this, those details pop out a lot more than they would in just soft light.
This is yours?
Yeah.
Well, we
It,
know
it looks a lot more detailed there, doesn't it?
yeah, a lot more detail.
It's the lighting.
Yeah, it's the lighting.
Yeah.
It's got that divot next to the
Yeah, up here.
yeah, up
So
there.
it's the same
Where is it?
sculpt.
Here.
Same
Yeah.
sculpt. Yeah, no doubt. Every detail's there. I mean, it's the same. It's the same casting.
This paint drop here is an imperfection that you don't see here.
It's the same mold.
Yeah.
This could be a later version. This could be cast off of another and meant to look like a real one, and it isn't. We don't know.
The only way we could screen match this thing, right? The only way I feel is to match the paint job. That's it. It
The non-light up version, which should match the paint scheme on
the
this.
paint
Yes,
scheme.
you're right.
If it does, like you could say, all right, it's the same painter, because odds are there's one gal that's painting all the Harry Potter wands. If we could see any other shots of the wand in
In the behind the scenes.
or on set, but with light like lit up.
True.
Yeah,
like just close
version of
up.
a regular wand.
You said this is the only real close-up shot you get of detail.
For a wand like this, in an illuminating scene,
That's right.
yeah, that is the only thing I could find.
But there's just no way to tell anything beyond that.
No.
I think this is one where we need more information, from people that worked on the film.
Yeah.
People that have researched this, because obviously there's been a number of these made. This is definitely not something that can be screen matched. At the time, when I purchased this, there wasn't really many light-up wands out there. There were some, but not many, and this lined up with what I was seeing that was original. Now, I'd say a 50-50 chance that this is real.
Yeah.
Based on the evidence I'm seeing, I still feel very happy with it. And then there's no evidence that it's not right, but there is a lot of what ifs.
After going through all this, knowing what you know and how nearly impossible it would be to screen match or tell for sure if it's used in a film, would you ever buy another Harry Potter wand?
I would require more provenance information before I bought it.
Well, I mean, if anyone out there has behind the scenes photos or better close-up picture that we could match the paint job to, we'd love to see it.
This is certainly not a screen match. Not a screen match. Is it real? Hopefully. There's so much stuff that's out there now, and I just don't have the provenance on this to know where it came from.
Right.
The good thing about the Harry Potter films is they made a bunch of them, and there's a lot of footage of Harry using a wand, and there's a lot of behind-the-scenes footage of Harry using a wand. It's just so much information. There might be a scene that this screen matches. It's just very difficult to get to that point. We set out to answer a very tough question. Could this wand actually be matched to the films? And while screen matching Harry Potter's wand is nearly impossible, what we've uncovered brings us closer to the truth than ever before. That's the magic of collecting. It's not just about owning the piece, it's about chasing the story. Whether this is an original wand or not, one thing's for certain. The journey to find proof is just as powerful as the spell itself.